Good morning and thanks so much for joining in. You're watching Ask Profit on NDTV Profit. My name is Alex Matthew. With me is Mahima Vajrajani. I got your name right today. And this is Ask Profit, of course. This is where we get all of your questions answered, stock-specific questions. Questions related to the weather you can direct elsewhere. For the time being though, let's take a look at where the markets are before we get started on some of those questions. The benchmark Nifty 50 trading just about flat with a negative bias at this point, and it's been chop and churn through the session today. This is par for the course considering that we've moved very quickly over the course of the last week and a half or so. And the last 7 sessions have been particularly good. We've been gaining. Of course, yesterday there was a bit of a loss of momentum that was visible, particularly the broader end of the spectrum, and in fact that is where you're seeing a little bit of a loss of momentum today as well. Though you have the mid-cap index that's trading with gains of about 1/3% at this point, and you have the small-cap index that's down only about 0.4%. Of course, the market breadth is tilted at this juncture in favor of the declines, but it's not very stark. It's not as stark as it was towards the end of yesterday's session. So let's also look at the sectoral picture and see what is moving. You have the Nifty Bank that's gaining about 1/3% or so. And you have defense that is once again making some headway in trade. Yesterday it lost ground. You have metal that is up about 0.5% or so. Energy that is up about 0.5%. Media is down about 0.9%. On the other end of the spectrum, healthcare is lower by as much as 0.7%, and pharma also losing a little bit of ground. But if you notice, there aren't very many very big movers, at least at the index level. Of course, there are stocks that are reacting. Anything standing out to you, Mahima?
Right, absolutely. So there are certain stocks. Before I move on to stock-specific actions, let's also pull up the NSE 500 and see what stocks are actually, gaining and not gaining as well. There's ZF Commercial on the back of news up by around 6%. HEG also gaining today. Graphite is also gaining today. It's up by about 3.5%. IndusInd, on the other hand, did close around 4% lower yesterday, but it's up around 3.5% today. NCC is up 5%. Siemens is also up around 6%. Suven Pharma is down by about 4%. There's Credit Access, which is not doing well. Sapphire Foods down by about 3.7%. Rajesh, exports is where the real pain is since the past 3 odd days, down by about 3% today as well. In terms of certain stocks to talk about, let's also pull up something like Indian Overseas Bank, something like Advait Energy Transitions on the back of news post-market hours yesterday as well as today before market open. There you go, IRB up around 1.3%. Advait Energy is doing well in trade today. Let's also pull up something like Varun Beverages, Armin Smart Spaces, Star Health, Allied, all of these counters. So Varun Beverages is trading flat right now, with Star Health up by about 1%. In terms of Welspun Enterprise also, it's up by about 3%. So all of these counters in focus.
And I think, if I'm not mistaken, did you mention NCC?
NCC, yes.
NCC is also doing quite well in trade today. Let's pull that up as well, 5% or so on the back of a very big order win, 10,800 crore or so from the BSNL. This is something that will be undertaken over the course of the next 3 years, and the maintenance contract for that will be for a period of 10 years. Stock reacting very positively to that. Let's get our experts on for the day. We've got Mahesh Ojha as well as Vaishali Parekh joining us this morning. Good morning to the both of you, and thanks as always for taking the time. We've already got our first caller, by the way. So let me get Dheeraj from Hyderabad on. Hi Dheeraj, good morning, and how can we help you today?
Good morning, everyone. First of all, I should be so thankful to all of you. You have been so important in my daily stock market journey.
That means a lot to us, Dheeraj.
All of you.
That means a lot to us, Dheeraj. You've got a question on... Sorry to cut you off.
My query is regarding Credit Access Grameen. So I have been holding this share since last 1.5 years, but there is no improvement in the entire financial space. Stocks like Poonawalla FinCorp, Credit Access Grameen, Ujjivan Small Finance Bank, the entire financial space is troubling everyone in the market. I have been holding it at 1450 level. It is not an elevated level at that point of time. 150 shares, and now the stock is eating up all our money since so long. And I have one more small concern. The market rallied the index, like the Nifty index rallied like at around 1,000 points. But is that our Indian companies are lacking like the basic fundamentals? Is it all the frauds which have gone? But the index rallied a lot, but the individual stocks did not rally at all. Like all the railway stocks are also troubling as the same.
Yeah. So legitimate concerns, Dheeraj, and appreciate that you've put all of this in context for me. I don't really have too much to say to add to your question, but it's a point that you've made about individual names perhaps not moving as much. And yes, let me go across to Mahesh on the fundamentals on the credit access question that you have. 150 shares, Mahesh, bought at a price of 1,440. This is part of the group of stocks that has underperformed over the last 2 or 3 quarters on account of microfinance stress. And while the company has said that some of that stress is now going out and the portfolio, the PAR ratios, as they call it, improving, portfolio at risk, what is your opinion on credit access, Grameen? Would you hold on at this point?
Good morning, Alex, and all the viewers. I think he can hold further because we can see next 1 to 2 quarter improvement in credit access result as well as in their books. So I think he can hold further. But usually, if you are talking about index, then in these type of cycle, first index 50 index and Nifty 50 item is moving. After that, what all the other mid cap, small caps are joining the same. So from current view, you need to keep patience, and I think stock can move up to 1150 to 1200 level in next 3 to 6 months. As management also guided, I think he can hold further.
Okay, so hold further is the view coming in on credit access. The next counter that we are talking about is Texmaco Rail. Shankar Ganesh from Chennai has bought 1,000 shares in August 2024 at 284 rupees, and he wants to know whether he should sell or average out at the current price. He has a short-term view from a 2 months perspective. Vaishali, good morning to you. What's the view like on the charts for Texmaco, and what is the stop loss and target that you'll give for this counter?
Definitely. Very good morning, all of you. So yes, overall, if you see, rail stocks are showing a bounce. So talking about Texmaco Rail, the stock is really corrected and we are now seeing a consolidation happening. So I would say keep a stop loss of 130 and currently it's at 140. Keep a stop loss because it's showing signs of bottoming out at 130. And once we see momentum picking up, this can go towards 175, 180. So in my view is average out or hold on.
Average out or hold on is the view coming in for Texmaco. Vaishali, what's the target price that you've given for this counter?
175, 180 to start with.
Okay, 175, 180 to start with. All right. Our next caller, Abhiraj from Bengaluru, is calling in. Abhiraj, a very good morning to you. How can we help you?
Yeah, so hi, good morning. I have bought NBCC at around average price of 103, 18,000 shares. So I would like to know the outlook for this. So should I average or more, or should I sell and enter a different counter? What's the view?
Okay, and Abhiraj, you bought this from a longer term perspective?
Yeah.
Okay, and I hope that this is a part of your overall portfolio.
Yeah, it's a significant chunk of the portfolio, but yeah, it's...
if you don't mind me asking, what percentage is this of your total portfolio?
Should be around 15 to 18%, I think.
Okay, got it. All right, I'll take your question with Mahesh. Mahesh, I'll come to you. NBCC is the counter. What's the view like?
He can hold further. I can see some more upside in coming time. I think if his horizon is 1 year or more than 1 year, we can see up to 110, 120 level for the same. But from current view, he can hold further. Fundamentals has nothing to do with the current downside. But yes, he slowly we can see improving in order book also as well. So I think he can hold further for a 1 year horizon. 110 to 120 level could be coming in NBCC.
NBCC, all right. So 110 is the level that you can look at. We've got a question on BSE and a clutch of these capital market plays coming back into focus in the recent past. We've got Sarath, who's writing in from Dubai, and he's bought at levels of 4,870. He's got 10 shares and he's looking for both the short term as well as the long term perspective. Vaishali, on the charts for BSE.
So I think it's showing a bounce back. So for short-term perspective, I would say keep a stop loss of 4,500. And once the stock sees a bounce back, this can go towards 4,850 or so. And for a long-term perspective, if market corrects, it can retest the previous lows of 3,800. So that would be the level that one can get into for a long-term perspective. And then once again, look for a target of 5,800 to 6,000 to start.
So just confirming, 3,800 would be the stop loss?
For the long term, that is the support. That would be the level to add more with a long-term perspective.
Okay. All right. We've got our next caller, Govind Kumar, who's calling us from Hyderabad. Hi, Govind. Good morning. And how can we help you today?
Yeah, hi sir. Good morning to all. Sir, Alex sir, actually I have bought Lemon Tree 2,000 shares for 6 months back, sir. 146 rupees. Can I add some more or else exit, sir?
Okay. Govind, help me understand, you bought it based on the fundamentals of the hospitality space and you bought it for the long term?
Yes, sir. Yeah, only for fundamentals.
Only for fundamentals. Oh, got it. I got it. Mahesh, this is a company that has, over the course of the last year and a half, transformed the way that it does business and it's gotten more in the way of franchise properties, right? So it's not owning the keys. That's the transition that they made. How do you see the fundamentals, and would this be your pick from the hospitality space? He's got 2,000 shares at a price of 136.
I think it's a good pick from if your horizon is a 1 year and more than 1 year. And at least we can see in 160 level in 1 year horizon. If you are looking on hospitality sector, this sector is more or less face the same selling pressure in the stocks. So I think he can hold further, and after 160 level, if maintaining above the same level, we can see up to 175 level. We are optimistic for some upside in the hospitality sector as well as other counter. So I think he can hold further.
Let me add another question to this. We've got Lakshmi Narasimhan Srinivasan, who is holding 500 shares of Indian Hotels at a price of 745, and he's looking for the fundamental view here. Mahesh, he's in the green right now, and what would your view on Indian hotels be in the context of what you just said about the hospitality space?
Alex, if you're looking on the current downside cycle, which stock is less impacted, that is Indian hotel, at least, and I have seen sometime outperform also. So I think he can hold further. If your horizon is 1 year and more than 1 year, we can see 1,000 level in Indian hotel as well. If anyone want to add on any downside, then they can add further. Company is doing very well. I think the more potential could become in the Indian hotel as well.
So that's the view coming in on Indian hotels as well as Lemon Tree. The next counter that we're talking about is L&T. Anmol wants to know as to what will be the right level to make an entry in L&T where technicals are concerned. Vaishali, what do you think is the right level to make an entry, and where is the stop loss and targets that you're seeing?
So L&T, like all stocks, has given a bounce back. So it's right now showing a little bit of resistance at 3,500 levels. So I would say wait for it to retrace at around 3,300 levels. That would be the ideal level to get into the stock. And stop loss would be below 3,300. And then look for a target of at least 3,800 to 4,000.
3,800 to 4,000 on L&T, Larsen and Toubro, all right. And on the fundamentals, let's see where things go in the fourth quarter, because things are expected to have started moving on the ground as the lead indicators have indicated, or the high frequency indicators have indicated on the capex front. So watch out for that as well. Murli is calling us from Bengaluru. Hi Murli, good morning, and how can we help you today?
Good morning. I thank you for taking up my query. Just I have one stock query, but one clarification.
Okay.
The stock query is about Venus Pipes. I bought 300 shares at 13.15.
Yes.
Can I hold it from 12 to 15 months point of view?
Okay.
A.
Okay.
B, it's not on a query, it's a clarification. Can I raise queries about the brokerages houses are giving buy call, sell call, hold call, leading foreign domestic brokerages? How far it is reliable? You can answer either one of them.
So, I don't have an answer, unfortunately, to the second one. And these are all based on their own research house or their own research that they pull up, right? So each one of them has a thesis, just like any other analyst in the market would have a thesis about the earnings potential of a given company. They will look forward and they'll draw out the EPS estimates for the next, or the earnings per share estimates for the next year or the next couple of years, and they'll put price targets to that. But then, just like any other analyst, they would have to face a challenge if things change, and it's not a given, right? So you would have to take it with a pinch of salt and perhaps do your own reading. Have you done your reading on Venus Pipes?
Yeah, of course I did.
Okay, and what is it, sir, if you don't mind my asking, what according to you stood out according to, or rather Venus Pipes?
Yeah, they are going for a big expansion from 38,000 tons to 48, and it's a backward integration to improve the margin and reduce the cost. And number two, pipes being in the industry, you take anything in the pipes industry today, the water and all, they are doing really going to do well. That's the trend now. So it seems to be reasonably priced also. It's not expensive.
Yeah.
And from the peak, it has come down by around 25%.
Yes. So you've done fantastic work on your research. Let me see if Mahesh concurs with your view and what his view is on Venus Pipes as well. Venus, Mahesh, apologies. What is the view on the fundamentals?
I think he's on at par level. He can switch the stocks to other. I think Astral Pipe is looking good in this sector. So I don't think much more upside in coming time for a Venus Pipe. At least if any upside, if he not like to exit here, then he can switch on higher level. That could be a 1350, 1360 level. So he can switch to other counter that is we are looking at more safety concern on that sector. So I think Astral Pipe could be a good pick from these levels.
Okay, all right. So that's the view on Venus Pipes, and congratulations, Murli, on the research that you put in on that stock. Shweta is calling us from Hyderabad. Hi, Shweta. Good morning. How can we help you today?
Hi, Alex. Hi, Mahima. Good morning.
Very good morning.
I want to know, I have some money. I want to know best picks in railways, defense and NBFCs.
Okay, so three pockets that you're looking at, and okay, I'm trying to understand, what is the time frame that you have?
I can hold it for 1 year.
Okay. Vaishali, I'll come to you. A few of these names have picked up. NBFCs, of course, in the context of foreign institutional buying. A lot of people looking at it. Valuations, a lot of people have pointed out, are looking attractive, and resilience has been seen in the banking space as well. So, which would you buy? NBFCs, railways, and defense?
So, well, we have to choose stocks because right now in the banking stocks, I think Axis Bank is doing well and it needs to buck up. So Axis Bank is one of the banks that I would look at right now because it has still scope for a lot of upside. And I would also look at Canara Bank because in the public sector bank, Canara Bank is also not run up. So these are the two stocks that I would look at from the banking sector. As far as the defense is concerned, well, we have Mazgaon Docks, Cochin Shipyard. They've already run up. So I would say now start accumulating, buy at every dip, start buying in tranches. And as far as rail sector is concerned, well, we are focusing more on Jupiter Wagons. That is also showing a good strength and it has scope for good upside from here on. And the other one that I would look at would be IRFC.
All right, so that's the pick that Vaishali has given on all three of these counters. What was the last stock that you mentioned, Vaishali?
IRFC.
IRFC, okay. So that's the pick. Those are the picks, in fact, that she's given in railways, defense, as well as NBFCs. All right, the next question is from Menak, who's from Kolkata. And his question is on IRB Infra. He's holding around 588 shares, bought at 68 a piece. And he wants to know whether he should continue to hold or not. Mahesh, I'll come to you for this one. What's the outlook like for IRB Infra?
I think he can hold further. Fundamentals of company are good, and at least we can see 65 to 70 level could become in 1 year horizon. So I think he can hold further. Fundamentals are good for the company.
Okay, so that's the view with respect to IRB Infra. Our next caller, Babu from Mysuru, is calling in. Babu, a very good morning to you. How can we help you?
Good morning, madam. I have bought 400 shares of Jindal World at 73 rupees 85 1 month back.
Okay.
But it is a future, or can I sell?
Okay, and you bought this from a longer term perspective, right?
Yeah.
Okay. Mahesh, I'm not sure if you have a view on this particular counter. Jindal Worldwide is basically into the textile space and is manufacturing for the retail space as well. What's the view like?
I think the sector is also improving. So from that perspective, I can say that he can hold further that at least 70 to 75 level could become in near term.
All right, so that's a view on Jindal Worldwide. Let's talk about Canara Bank from the banking pack. And Vaishali, you've already given us a pick. Axis Bank is your pick from the private sector space, but specific view is being sought by Dinesh on Canara Bank. He's been holding at levels of 110. He's got 1,800 shares. And so it's given up a little bit of ground. He's looking at the next 3 months. Is it possible for him to recover his buy price? If not, what are the key levels that he should watch out for, both on the upside as well as on the downside?
So if we are taking a smaller term horizon, that is 3 months, I would say keep a range of 86 as support, 85, 86 as support. And the first resistance that we would be looking at would be around 104, keeping 3 month horizon. So from there on, we can have a relook. So I would say follow the range of 85 to 104.
Okay, all right. So that's the view on Canara Bank. We've got Ray calling us from Bengaluru. Hi Ray, good morning. How can we help you today?
Hi Alex, good morning, and thank you for being our guiding light under such choppy situations.
Hey.
My query was around solar industries. So I'm holding 5 shares at 9474 per share, and just want to view whether it is good to sell off now and buy at a lower level, or should I keep holding?
So should you take some money off the table? Ray, first of all, you're very kind. It's basically all of our experts and guests that join us on the program that we're only facilitating this. So thank you so much. You're very kind.
Thank you so much.
But let me ask you this. When did you buy this and how long did you intend to hold?
So I bought it about a month back, and I can hold it for about 5-6 months.
Okay. So then Vaishali, I'm coming back to you. He's in the green. Gaining a little bit of ground, in fact, quite a bit of ground, considering that he's only got 5 shares. Should he take money off the table now?
So I would say actually it's in a very strong uptrend. Keep a trailing stop loss of 10,700. And if this momentum continues, I think you can book at around 11,500.
You put the stop loss though?
Yes, 10,700.
10,700. Ray, hopefully that answers your question, and congratulations for the purchase that you've made. You may already made some money. All right, guys, do stay with us, Vaishali as well as Mahesh, and we'll come back after a very quick break to take more questions from our viewers. Viewers, do stay tuned.
A big proponent of value investing principles. But what is Govind Parikh's secret to market mastery?
Asset you have, at the end of the day, it's a paper asset. So you should know exactly to encash sometimes. The Harshad Mehta's time, we coined that thing and we put it on in our office notice board. Sell, regret and grow rich. Because the way the market was going up, every day you sell, next day you regret.
Do you think the next 10, 15, 20 years are very promising?
I'm very, very optimistic. I think markets can correct, but at a low level, everybody is going to come and buy.
This is an investment wisdom you cannot afford to miss. Watch it only on NDTV Profit.
He sold most of his stock, 80%, as on that date.
We have requested the management to come and speak to us. They asked us, what questions will you ask? We've sent it to them. They don't want to answer it, so then let's put it to our viewers as well.
7 key questions, right? How is it that 2,000 crore goes unnoticed by all of these auditors?
Is seeking more information on the trades and the all the transaction which has happened from the exchanges, both NSE and BSE.
The Reserve Bank of India's supervisory officers, they are seeking compliance reports on their foreign currency borrowings by these banks.
The DSS is actively engaging with the Reserve Bank of India to sort of ensure the thorough examination of the matter. And
IndusInd Bank, as part of its internal review, had found that certain aspects of its derivatives portfolio was not meeting the standard that was set by the Reserve Bank of India.
Headlines you start your day with. What matters worldwide is now in the palm of your hands. Get ready to seize the day and maximize your financial potential. Stay ahead of the curve with all you need to know on NDTV Profit.
A big proponent of value investing principles. But what is Govind Parikh's secret to market mastery?
Asset you have, at the end of the day, it's a paper asset. So you should know exactly to encash sometimes. Harshad Mehta's time, we coined that thing and we put it on in our office notice board. Sell, regret and grow rich. Because the way the market was going up, every day you sell, next day you regret.
Do you think the next 10, 15, 20 years are very promising?
I'm very, very optimistic. I think markets can correct, but at a low level, everybody is going to come and buy.
This is an investment wisdom you cannot afford to miss. Watch it only on NDTV Profit.
He sold most of his stock, 80%, as on that date.
We have requested the management to come and speak to us. They asked us, what questions will you ask? We've sent it to them. They don't want to answer it, so then let's put it to our viewers as well.
7 key questions, right? How is it that 2,000 crore goes unnoticed by all of these auditors?
Is seeking more information on the trades and the all the transaction which has happened from the exchanges, both NSE and BSE.
The Reserve Bank of India's supervisory officers, they are seeking compliance reports on their foreign currency borrowings by these banks.
The DSS is actively engaging with the Reserve Bank of India to sort of ensure the thorough examination of the matter. And
IndusInd Bank, as part of its internal review, had found that certain aspects of its derivatives portfolio was not meeting the standard that was set by the Reserve Bank of India.
Headlines you start your day with. What matters worldwide is now in the palm of your hands. Get ready to seize the day and maximize your financial potential. Stay ahead of the curve with all you need to know on NDTV Profit.
he sold most of his stock, 80%, as on that.
Welcome back. You're watching Ask Profit. Well, there is a news that is coming in. Indira IVF Hospital, which is a fertility clinic chain, has withdrawn DHRP for IPO. They had filed this via confidential route, and this comes after after SEBI has raised objection over the release of founder's biopic. My colleague Agni joins in with more details on that. Agni, what are you picking up?
Right, so our sources are telling us that this is a strange but true incident that has taken place. So SEBI has raised concerns over Indira IVF's IPO and the timing of the biopic that has been released. Now remember, last month Indira IVF had confidentially filed draft papers for an IPO, and we know that they were looking to raise around 3,500 crore rupees from it. However, a month after the IPO was filed, a movie came out about Ajay Murdia's life, a fictionalized version of his life, and the movie was produced by Indira Entertainment. Now Ajay Murdia's sons are credited as producers in the movie, and SEBI has said that this looks like an indirect promotion for the company at a time when details of the IPO are not made clear to the wider public. So this is sort of what pushed the company into withdrawing draft papers, because there was a regulatory lens over the timing of the movie and the link between that and when the company has filed for an IPO. We will be giving you more details, we'll be bringing out additional details, but this is a developing story, so stay tuned.
All right, thank you so much, Agni, for breaking that down for us. And this is a developing story, as he rightly mentioned, and we'll bring in more details as soon as we uncover it. All right, moving on to the next caller, Sasta Mani from Coimbatore is calling in. A very good morning to you. I hope I've pronounced your name properly, and how can we help you?
Good morning, madam. Yes, you have pronounced my name correctly. I have the Premier Explosives.
Okay.
Which is, I have a quantity of 110, which I bought 690 rupees in July 2024.
Okay.
So I would like to know how long can I hold it, say for a year and a half, to get, let's say, around 14 to 15% return?
Okay, got your question. I'll take your question with Mahesh. Mahesh is holding Premier Explosives and wants a longer term view. He's sitting on a loss of 37,000 odd rupees right now. What's the view like?
I think he can hold for the stock at a potential of up to 450 to 480 zone. So if his horizon is more than 1 year or a 1 year, then we can see 450 to 480 level at least. After that, we can review further for the same. Company fundamentals are good, so he can hold further.
Okay, hold further is the view coming in on Premier Explosives. The next counter that we're talking about is LIC Housing Finance. Mahesh, I'll again stick with you for this. Santosh John from Dubai wants a longer term view. That is 2 to 3 years is his time horizon, and he wants to view on LIC Housing Finance. What's the outlook like?
Our stance on NBFC and housing finance companies are quite bullish, and we can see some more upward movement in 1 to 2 year horizon for the LIC housing for the same. So currently we are our target is near 700-750 zone for the LIC for a 1 year horizon.
Okay, all right, so that's the view on LIC Housing Finance. Let's talk about the next question. It's a caller. In fact, we've got Vishal calling us from New Delhi. Hi Vishal, good morning, and how can we help you today?
Very good morning, guys. So I would be knowing the stock about M&M.
Okay.
And I would also like to know about the auto sector in whole. Like, I've been holding M&M for 3 months now, and I bought it at around levels of 2801.
Yes.
And I would also like to know that since the stock is very volatile, so how long I should hold this stock for, and what should be my price target?
Okay.
And in comprising auto sector, I would also know to have the perspective of the...
Okay, Vishal, just a couple of clarifications here. When you bought it, did you buy it for the long term, or was it a trade that you were trying to get into?
I bought it as a long-term perspective.
Okay. And do you own anything else in the automotive pack?
No, not yet.
Okay, all right. So, of course, if you bought it a few months back, then you will have seen the volatility in the entire market. To that extent, Mahindra and Mahindra has also had to bear with that. And so, I guess to a certain extent, that is what explains some of it. Let me get you a perspective on the fundamentals. And Mahesh, Mahindra and Mahindra, It's a comprehensive play, one can argue, in the automotive space, because it's got every touch point covered, right? At least in the four-wheeler space. And it's got the farm equipment sector, the latest entry into the electric vehicle space, good bookings as well for those two products that they've launched. What's the view? 2,800 is the buy price. What's the long-term perspective?
I think there in industry there is quite two views coming on for Mahindra, but we are quite bullish on Mahindra and Mahindra. I think he can hold further for a 1 year horizon. If your horizon is more than 1 year, that could be much more potential. But yes, if your horizon is 1 year, then we can see up to 3,200, 3,250 range, minimum range. And if we last in EV, we have seen quite good booking in the Mahindra and Mahindra EV products. So I think he can. There is a good potential for upside in Mahindra and Mahindra, and we are quite bullish on it. And 1 year horizon, minimum 3,200, 3,250 in any kind of market. But I think if your horizon is more than 1 year, that could be more potential. And if your horizon is up to 18 months, we can see 3,500, 3,800 level orders.
Aggressive targets on Mahindra and Mahindra. All right, Vishal, so hopefully that answers your question. And watch out for this one. Of course, a number of brokerage notes coming through earlier on in the day as well. And one of them, of course, was BOFA. And they are preferring Eicher as well as Maruti Suzuki and also Mahindra in the automotive pack. Let's take the next question. This is on Sterling and Wilson Solar. And once again, this is a long-term question that is being asked. This is from Suresh Nair, who is writing in from Hyderabad. He's bought at levels of 268, not too far away from the current market price. And this is a stock that has seen quite the drubbing over the course of the last several months. In fact, let's try and pull up the longer term charts. There you go. So drop of as much as 60% over the last 6 months. I know it's a long term question, but Vaishali, I'm coming to you on this one. Would you buy more at the current juncture?
Well, I would say, stock is showing signs of bottoming out. I mean, yes, I would say, yes, do buy it at these levels, because once the going gets good, I think this can give a strong bounce, at least till 400 to 450.
Okay. Any view on this one? Very quickly, Mahesh, I believe that considerable ownership in this is with Reliance Industries.
Yeah, definitely. I think he can hold further. At least we can see 340, 350 level in the medium term also.
Okay, so that's the view coming in on Sterling and Wilson. The next caller that is lined up is Pranab Kishore, who's calling in from Odisha. A very good morning to you, Pranab. How can we help you?
Good morning, ma'am.
Good morning.
I want to inquire about that stock which I bought on 4 April 2024.
Okay.
The stock name is Spandana Sphoorty.
Okay.
Currently, I am suffering a loss of 11,000. Because I had got it at the average price of 892, and now it has decreased.
Right. Okay, and you bought this from a longer term perspective, Pranab?
Yeah.
Okay. Mahesh, Spandana Sphoorty is the counter. He's sitting on a loss of 11,000 as he mentioned right now, and his buying price is pretty high, but his quantity is not much, which is why this losses right now are at around some 1,000 odd rupees. So in terms of the outlook for Spandana Sphoorty from a longer term perspective, what do you think? Should he continue to hold or book losses right now?
I think we are not optimistic for Spandana Sphoorty. If any upside near 350 zone, he should try to exit the sell.
Okay. All right, so that's the view on Spandana Sphoorty. Let's take the next question, and this one is coming in on. I want to ask Hindustan Aeronautics, but then since my viewers asked about Heritage Foods, by the way, Venkat from Andhra Pradesh, if you're listening, please respond to the question that I have asked you on WhatsApp, because, by the way, he bought Hindustan Aeronautics at a price of, I think, 3,608. Vaishali, this one should interest you. 3,608, and he had 8,000 quantity. So over the course of a week or so, he saw his holding, if he held on, go up by quite a considerable amount, by as much as 30 to 40 lakhs. But he's asking specifically about Heritage Foods. 5,000 shares he's got at an average price of 426. The stock is currently trading at just under 400. What is the perspective over 6 month time frame? And this accounts, he says, for about 5% of his overall portfolio.
I would say on technical terms, the stock has corrected right from 660 levels to now at around, it made a low of 380. So it is in the process. I mean, I'll give you a very precise explanation. It has bottomed out at around 380 levels. And currently it is attempting to show a bounce back, making a higher bottom formation. So I would say keep a stop loss of 380. And I think this stock can go towards 440 to 500 levels. So this is how you should play your trade and probably add more with 380 as stop loss.
Okay, and let me add to that because he has responded saying that he's still holding on to his position in HAL. Would you suggest taking some money off the table?
Keep a stop loss.
3806
Yes.
was the buy price, yeah.
3900 should be the stop loss because if the momentum continues, this can go towards 4200 as well. So keep 3900 as your trailing stop loss.
Okay, so that's the view with respect to HAL. Vaishali, before I move on to the next caller, can you also just give us the stop loss and target for Sterling and Wilson?
So Sterling and Wilson, we just spoke, it was 257. Currently, 240 will act as a stop loss.
Thank you so much for that, Vaishali. All right, moving on to the next caller. Srinivas from Bengaluru is calling in. A very good morning to you, Srinivas. How can we help you?
Good morning. I'm Srinivas calling from Bangalore. I recently bought the CDSL 125 shares at 1210. So my question is, I just took it for the 3 to 6 months of time frame in mind. So what could be the price that we could exit from this counter?
Okay, Srinivas, did you buy this from a longer term perspective or did you see the charts while buying this?
I bought it for a 3 to 6 months time. It's not long term.
Got it. All right. Got your query. I'll take your query with Vaishali. Vaishali, what are the charts saying about CDSL? What's the stop loss and targets?
So, well, I would say these stocks actually should not be taken for trading, but if you still insist, keep a stop loss of 1100 and 3 to 6 months, look for a target of 16 to 1700.
Okay, so that's the view with respect to CDSL. The next counter that we're talking about is Kalyan Jewellers. Darshan from Surat has bought it at the price of 573. He's bought 20 shares and he wants to hold this stock by the month of November 2025 and he wants to buy more. At what price should he add is something that he wants to know. Mahesh, I'll come to you. Should he add more of Kalyan Jewellers to his portfolio till November?
I think if any downside near 420 to 440 zone, that could be recently we have seen in lower lane, then he can add in those levels if anyone want to add. And from November perspective, we can see up to 525 to 540 zone. So from a current perspective, if anyone want to add, then he should wait further because the downside we can see up to 420 to 440 range. If any downside coming start, then we can see that level also.
Kalyan Jewellers up about 2% or so in trade today. Pankaj is calling us from Pune. Good morning, Pankaj, and how can we help you today?
Hey, morning, Alex and everyone. My question is on Tilak Industries. I have bought 1,000 shares at 250. I just wanted a long-term view.
Okay. Tilaknagar Industries, when did you acquire this?
So, in fact, I had acquired this a year back. I sold it at around 410. And then there was a news around trademark dispute for this. And the stocks came down from 410 to around 220. And then I bought it a couple of days back at 250. I thought it is in oversold zone.
You're talking about Tilaknagar Industries?
Tilaknagar Industries,
yes,
that's right.
Okay,
yeah.
okay. Yeah. All right. So you're looking, and at this juncture, what you want to know is the shorter term view?
Long-term perspective, honestly, I'm okay to hold it for as long as possible. Yeah.
Understood. Mahesh, I'm going to come to you on this one. Tilaknagar Industries, he's booked profit once and now he's re-entered. What's the view on the fundamentals?
I think he can hold in last few years. If you are seeing in Tilaknagar industry, that is a turnaround type of industry. So company is doing quite good and his price is the near term. So I think he can hold further. We can see up to 325 to 350 zone in 1 year horizon.
Okay. All right, so that's the view coming in on Tilaknagar Industries. In fact, the dispute that he was talking about was for its mansion brand where there is a IP dispute, and which is why we've seen a significant tanking in the stock in the past month as well. All right, moving on to the next counter, we're talking about Tata Motors. Nilesh from Kerala bought it at the price of 854, and the quantity that he's holding is 338. He's sitting on a loss of roughly 37,000 odd rupees is what he's saying, and he wants to know what should he do. Should he hold or sell for tax harvesting? Do you see the benefit of holding this counter for another 1 year is his question. Mahesh, I'll stick with you for this particular counter. Two questions he's asking. Should he book losses for tax harvesting? And secondly, should he buy it back for the next 1 year?
I think he can hold for a 1 year. If your horizon is 1 year, we can see up to 850 and above that level also. For tax harvesting, I would not suggest to book tax harvesting in this type of stock, because if you are booking on this year, then you have to pay in next year. That is not much more beneficial. But yes, you can hold further.
ओके मोहित जयपुर से कॉल कर रहे हैं हमें. मोहित नमस्कार, हम कैसे मदद करें आपकी?
सर मेरे पास बाटा के 15-18 प्राइस पे 14 शेयर हैं.
ओके,
तो इसको लॉन्ग टर्म के लिए होल्ड करना चाहिए या एवरेज आउट कैसे करना?
ओके, आपने ये शेयर कब खरीदी थी और उस टाइम पे क्या था आपका प्लान?
मैंने फंडामेंटल देख के खरीदे थे 2023 में. उस टाइम पे लॉन्ग टर्म खरीदा.
Okay, understood. All right. So, Mahesh, the question is for you then. On the fundamentals, 1,227 is the buy price. Is the current market price. 1518 is the buy price. So, would you continue to hold? And what are the prospects for this company? What are the headwinds that it is facing? Can you explain that? और आप हिंदी में जवाब दे सकते हैं.
देखिए मोहित जी, आपने एक बढ़िया कंपनी का चयन किया है तो घबराने की जरूरत नहीं है. अब आप यहाँ से अगर आपको एवरेज करना है तो एवरेज कर लीजिए. जैसे कि अपने गवर्नमेंट ने अभी जो भी टैक्स अनाउंसमेंट किए हैं, तो वो सारी चीजों का बेनिफिट जो है आने वाले कुछ क्वार्टर्स के अंदर ऐसी सारी कंपनीज में देखने को मिलेगा जहाँ पे स्पेंडिंग जो है कुछ एक जो कंजप्शन की ओर बढ़ेगी. तो मेरे हिसाब से आपको एवरेज आउट करना है तो ये लेवल पे आप बाइंग कर सकते हैं. फर्दर आपका टारगेट सर तो शायद हो सकता है कि उस टारगेट लेवल पे नहीं है, लेकिन 1450 से 1500 तक के लेवल जो है आपको जरूर देखने को मिल सकते हैं. आप होल्ड कर सकते हैं इसको.
Okay, so that's the view with respect to Bata. Gautam from Mumbai is holding 500 shares of Exide at 526 a piece. He wants to know that what are the charts saying about this counter. Vaishali, I'll come to you. What are the technicals looking like for this counter, and what are the stop loss and targets that you're observing?
Well, it is trying to get into a trend, and I think the near-term stop loss that he can look at is 348, and the near-term target what he can look at is 400 levels. So 348 to 400 would be the range that for a short term he can look at.
Okay, all right. So that's the view on Exide. Abhirami is calling us from Chennai. Good morning, Abhirami. How can we help you today?
Good morning, sir. Sir, I can buy the Bell stock for 50, 282 my LTP. What is the target of Bell?
What is the target and what's the time frame that you have, Abhirami?
5 months, sir.
Okay, 5 months. All right. Vaishali, on the charts then, BEL was in focus. It's, if I'm not mistaken, let's pull up the intraday chart right now. 282 is the buy price. She's got 5 months. What would you do?
Well, I would say the stock has really given a good run up, right? From 245 to 302. I would say book at 310, 320. That is a level which is a good resistance. And then let's have a relook, because I don't see the stock moving very quick beyond this.
All right. So BEL hold for now is the view. Anwar from Abu Dhabi is asking about selling Britannia and switching to ITC at this juncture, looking for long-term view. Mahesh, relatively short answer. What's the view here?
Yes, he can do further.
Okay. All right. You can do that. You want to spell that out?
Sorry?
Yeah. You want to explain why you're saying that?
No, we can see some exit from dredging. So I think from that view, I think ITC has much more potential, and ITC is trading at lower P in this sector. So I think ITC has a much more potential than Britannia.
Okay. Prabhakara is asking Reliance is a buy or hold right now. On the charts, Vaishali?
Well, it is in a no trade zone right now. Reliance, we are just observing a range of 1280 to 1320. So if it is going below that, it is a sell. So I would say it's not a trading zone right now.
Not a trading zone for Reliance Industries. All right. It's time now to hit the rapid fire segment, and both of you know what this means. Mahesh as well as Vaishali will throw as many questions at you over the course of 2 minutes as possible. I'd request you to keep your answers as crisp as possible. Fundamental views being sought on Tube investment. The buy price is 3,600. Dilip wants to know whether to hold or exit. Considerable loss of capital. Mahesh, okay, hold.
All right, Cyan DLM is the next counter. Vineet from Kerala is holding 500 shares, bought at 611 a piece. What are the charts looking like for Cyan DLM? Vaishali?
Add more.
Add more. GE Shipping is the name of the counter. 57 shares, bought at 896 for the long term, more than 5 years. Mahesh?
Hold.
Okay, Epigral. Vijay from Bhiwandi is holding 51 shares at 2145 a piece. What are the charts saying, Vaishali?
Epigral, you said, right?
Yes.
So it's 101. I think hold 1800 as stop loss and look for a target of 2200.
Okay. Short-term view. Indraprastha Gas is the name of the counter. Anish from Hyderabad wants to know. Buy price is 196. 20 is the quantity. Would you hold? And what's the view? Vaishali?
Yes, so hold with 190 as stop loss, target 210.
Okay, Suzlon is the next counter. Gaurav Chaudhary from Uttar Pradesh is holding 40,000 shares, bought at 47 a piece. What's the long-term outlook like, Mahesh, for Suzlon?
You can hold further.
Okay. Sun Pharma, 91 shares at 80% profit. Rajiv wants to know whether to hold or exit. Vaishali?
Hold with stop loss 1700 and target 1900.
Okay, the next view is asking about Zensa Technology, bought at 717 a piece. What's the short-term target like on the charts, Vaishali?
So Zensa Technology stop loss 680 and bounce back can give up to 760.
Okay. Infi, coming back to you on this one, Vaishali. 255, average price is 1828. Murli wants to know 1 year time frame. Should you hold or exit?
Hold.
Okay. All right. Yeah, okay, I've lost track, but I think we've covered most of it. You've answered questions faster than I could ask them. So thank you so much to the both of you, and pleasure as always having you on the program.
Thank you.
All right, that brings us to the end of this edition of Ask Profit. Thanks so much for tuning in from Vaishali. I've got my names all wrong today.
Venus, you're calling me Vaishali.
Yeah, okay.
Alex needs rest.
I do. I need to go and get a coffee. But thanks so much for watching. Do stay tuned. Lots more coming up on NDTV Profit.
A big proponent of value investing principles. But what is Govind Parikh's secret to market mastery?
asset you have, at the end of the day, it's a paper asset. So you should know exactly to encash sometimes. The Harshad Mehta's time, we coined that thing and we put it on in our office notice board. Sell, regret and grow rich. Because the way the market was going up, every day you sell, next day you regret.
Do you think the next 10, 15, 20 years are very promising?
I'm very, very optimistic. I think markets can correct, but at a low level, everybody is going to come and buy.
This is an investment wisdom you cannot afford to miss. Watch it only on NDTV Profit.